YouTube with the franchise guy. We have come back at you again with an episode of our MLB The Show 20, or the show featuring Chance Bishop, guys. And we, I would say, are 10 weeks away from the launch of MLB The Show 21 and a brand new look at Chance Bishop. Gotta think, what, last year we did a third first baseman, this year we did a catcher first baseman. So I'm looking to do things a little differently going into next year. Now also, as we're at the home run derby part of this game, I'm gonna kind of talk about some other things going into MLB Show 21, because I don't really know any other time to talk about it except for right now, when we're just hitting home runs consecutively. But we are going to be doing a second Road to the Show character next year. It's not going to be a custom character, so it's not going to be a Chance Bishop character. It is going to be a former Major League player, and we're going to more or less be replaying his career. Now, by say replaying his career, I don't mean go to the exact same teams, go to the exact same time length. So, I'm not going to be a pitcher. I'm going to stay as a hitter because I don't really know how to do a pitcher Road to the Show yet. I mean, I've tried to look at examples on YouTube, and I just don't like the way they're edited. So, I don't know. Maybe I try one later. Maybe I don't. I don't really know, frankly, what I'm going to do with all of that. But I think I'm super excited, though, to do a second Road to the Show. And it's going to make sure that MLB is coming out 7 days a week next year. Or I guess for the next game cycle for 21. I'm not really sure what's going to do for Madden. It's going to push Madden out, at least currently. It's going to push it out of the rotation. So that's going to be a thing, but we're also going to figure it out. We'll work with it. We'll find a way to make it right. But I'm super excited to do the brand new Road to the Show featuring a former Major League Baseball player. You know, I know I talked about it last episode where we've partnered with a creative player guy on Twitter. We have partnered with Dr. Sublime. That is who we've partnered with. You know, I've got in contact with him. I said, hey, I have this great idea for a YouTube series featuring your creations. You know, I'll make sure I give you full credit. And he's like, dude, I'm totally for it 100%. You know, thank you for, letting me know. Like, you didn't have to ask. Just thank you for letting me know. You know, I hope I can, catch a few episodes of it. And he's like, hey, do you want to see, like, my top 10 list of favorite players? You know, of my favorite players he's created. And I went, of course, man. If you want to, I'd gladly take a look at, what you've done. Especially since you've put a ton of work into all this stuff. You know, you spend hours upon hours, and you advocate for people to stop stealing creations between your creations or, Motown, RIP to Motown. But everyone who does work on and puts it in the vaults and then gets it stolen, you've advocated from the beginning to stop, to stop people grouping one person's work and then getting more likes for it because alphabetically their name pops up first. But, and he also puts a ton of work into it. I know he truly cares for what he does, that this is a passion project for his. I mean, he doesn't do it for any money. He doesn't work for MLB, the show, doesn't work for Sony. He just does it for the fun, for the enjoyment, to bring, these players for everyone to use. And if you guys haven't looked him up, look him up in the vault under players. He's got a ton of players, dozens upon dozens of players. He's got Mickey Mantle, Maris, Bonds, Ricky Henderson, Randy Johnson, the whole lot. He just puts hundreds of hours. I think he did his PlayStation, where it shows you how many hours you've played per game. And he had some 1,300 hours in MLB The Show 20, and he's like, yeah, the majority of this came from just doing creative players. That you know that this guy puts a ton of effort into his works. He doesn't sit there and, he does it for completion. He doesn't, kind of put, half-finished works up. You can look at some of his work and say, okay, that's not as great. Well, it's probably because it's his older work, and he goes back and redoes them every once in a while. So he did that on Twitter where he flashed back to show an old A-Rod of his versus a new A-Rod. And you can see, the new A-Rod has more life in him. It looks, it looks behind the skin deep, You look at some Randy Johnsons he's done where, look at Randy Johnson's kind of pale, kind of looks dead. You can tell it's Randy Johnson, but he's just kind of missing something. But then look at Dr. Sublime's Randy Johnson. It's like, okay, that's Randy Johnson, and he doesn't look like he's missing a soul. He looks like he's, everything's going on inside of him. But that's just my opinion on him. I mean, I'm not partnered with him. I'm not being paid to say this. This is just honestly my personal opinion on him and his works. He's a great guy. Give him a follow on Twitter. And I hope you guys do check him out in the vaults and use some of his players in your franchise modes. And, go from there and have fun playing with some of his players. Because I think unless you guys go through the player vaults and the roster vaults, I don't think you guys always know that, these guys exist. The people that do this exist. But that's my tangent. It's my 6-minute spiel as we go from the home run derby into the All-Star game, guys. This is our 12th All-Star game. Yes, 12 All-Star games. The record for All-Star games is 22, set by deceased Hall of Famer Hank Aaron. Rest in peace, Hank. Passed away this year. Really is a tragedy. Some people have advocated to get his number retired by MLB. Some people still hold true that he is the, career-wise home run derby, the home run leader. Not the home run derby, the career home run leader. 744 home runs was broken by Barry Bonds at 762. And I mean, some people don't really value Bonds' record because of potential and alleged use of performance-enhancing substances. He never failed a test. He never had problems with it. Like A-Rod did, or even Manny Ramirez did. So he's kind of at that gray area where was he using it? There's a really good chance, but he was never officially suspended for it. He was never. His names came up in documents, but he was never actually suspended by the league for it, and he's kind of paying the price later in life because he should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. No ifs, ands, buts, or coconuts, and he's now coming into his last year on the ballot, coming after this past one, so going into the next one is his final year on the ballot, and I think MLB definitely needs to figure it out because he's someone that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Kurt Schilling, depending on whatever you want to say about Schilling, stats-wise, I don't think he was as great as people say he was. He's good and all, but I think he's kind of overrated. Played 22 years, has 200 wins, so take it as it is. But playing in our 12th All-Star game, sending that one to center field, and robbed of a hit, diving stop by that center fielder right there. Like, come on, it's an All-Star game. Why are we doing try-hardy stuff? Now striking out, looking 97 on the corners, chance being 34, 35. Doesn't turn on that great like he used to. Swinging out a ball in the dirt, trying to protect from corners. That's going to be an out. Big pinch hit right here for Cy. Broadway, 293, 25 bombs, 8 on RBIs. Not a bad player, pinch hitting for Chance. Whenever he plays for, that's actually a really good player. 25 bombs, 8 on RBIs by the All-Star break. Not a bad season whatsoever. He's probably like a first base. I think he plays for the Athletics or someone. I think he plays for an AL team last time I looked at him. But if you guys did enjoy this episode, hit that like button. If you guys did enjoy this long tangent we went on, also hit that like button. Comment down below what your opinions are on guys like Hank Aaron and Barry Bonds and Kurt Schilling, like these guys that should be in the Hall of Fame but aren't. Also comment down below. Make a guess who you think our second or the show character is gonna be. But text on YouTube though. Peace out. Rock on. Stay super classy. Have a great day. Wash your hands and cover your faces, please, with masks.